welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today let's talk about lacking empathy for other people. A lot of us are just so heartless. All we do is care about ourselves and our own personal experiences, that when someone else says that they had an experience that maybe we have not encountered, or we feel like it's far-fetched, we're quick to judge, or we're quick to say, well, that happened to you probably because of something you did or something you said, or it shouldn't have been that way. If you would have did things this way, because that's how you may have done it. If you would have did things this way, then that wouldn't have happened. Everybody's life circumstances are going to be different, because that's the game of life. We don't have control over what happens in our lives. We just have control over how we work through them. So I feel like when you're lacking empathy for other people, you ought to be real careful. You better be prayed up, armored up. You better be making sure all your ducks are in a row, because that very thing that you're making fun of somebody else about, or you judging them without knowing their circumstances or what's going on, why did certain things happen to them, or understanding what they're feeling, that same thing can come back on you. And don't think you're gonna skate on past, or I can deal with somebody, jumping on me. I could deal with somebody lying to me. I could deal with somebody cheating on me and stuff. But no, be careful, because just because that's exactly what happened to that person, that could happen to you times 7, times 10. And you don't want to be put in that situation just because you wanted to lack empathy for somebody, just because you want to judge. Because sometimes as human beings, we have to go through it ourselves. We have to learn the hard way in order to understand what someone else is going through or what they experienced. And you don't want to be the person that has to learn the hard way, because I'm telling you, it's not going to feel good when the tables get turned and you never get to know when. You may be thinking, oh, I'm always on watch because I've been fun of this person for this. I was talking about that person for this. So I'm watching. One day, you're just going to forget about it. You're like, oh, well, this 5 years later, ain't nothing happened to me. And then by year 7, boom, it happens to you, or happens to somebody that you love, someone close to you. So be very mindful and careful of the things that you say and you do. Judging people, being cruel and nasty to the homeless. I understand you can't trust people. They're so good. Most of those people have more money in their bank than we do, than a lot of us do. But they know how to play it good, so then they're able to get what they want and make, off of other people going to work and making money and stuff like that. I get it. But if you don't want to help, don't help. But don't sit there and judge people, talk about them. I seen a guy get into it with a homeless man because the guy was asking for $1. And he just went off on him in the parking lot and was like, go get a job, man. And like just talking down to him like if you spend this much time, and effort going to look for a job, you'll be working right now. You're a bum and all this stuff. And I was like, that man could have a job. We don't know. But the point is, what if he doesn't? What if he has a learning disability? What if something tragic happened in his life, or he didn't get to finish school, or whatever? We don't know what his reason is. If you don't want to help, don't help. But you don't have to talk about people and treat them like they're less than because they didn't make the same decisions that you made, or they're not living their life the way that you are. Because you don't know what people's circumstances are. You don't know what their journey has been like. So we need to practice having more empathy for one another, so that we'll be understanding of one another's situations. You don't have to go through it to understand. And when I hear people going through some horrific things, very sad, very hurtful, very painful situations in their lives, I'm not quick to say, oh, well, thank God that wasn't me, or, judge, or what were you doing? Why did that happen to you? Or call you a liar. I've heard people call people liars for when they tell their stories on things that happened, that they say happened to them in their lives. How can you tell somebody that they're lying? How can you call somebody a liar because they're telling you and it may sound a little far-fetched to you? Our world lacks empathy, and that's why we lack love. Because if you are able to empathize for someone or with someone, you'll be able to have love for and compassion for their situation and respect for what they're going through. And you'll be willing to open your arms and help. Open your hands. If you have anything you can give to help, you'll be there to do that. But everybody's so quick to judge. Everybody's so quick to run to social media and talk smack about people. Everybody's so quick to be violent towards one another. Everybody's so quick to harass other people because they don't believe that their situations are certain ways, and call people liars, call people out of their names, and disrespect one another. It's sad. It really, really is sad. And I just see it, and it makes me sad that our world lacks so much empathy. That when I'm a very compassionate person, I'm very empathetic. I'm an empath. And so when people see me, or when they get to know me, they get annoyed by me. They're like, why do you care so much? Why does that matter? That person could be lying to you. They could be using you. Like, stop it. Like, it's so irritating. You need to get a backbone. It's not about getting a backbone. Because I know boundaries. I know if I'm feeling like you're trying to take advantage of me, if I'm feeling like you're trying to harm me, yeah, I'm going to back up. I'm going to disconnect from you, because I've already went through that phase in my life, and I'm older now, more mature, and I've learned my lessons. But if I just see that you're in need of help on some type of level, or if you need anything, I mean, if there's anything I can do to help, just a listening ear, whatever it is, if I can offer that to you, I'm not going to shut you down. And I just think it's disgusting that so many people just feel like, why did you even care? Like, I wouldn't, that person's a liar. I wouldn't trust nothing they say. But you don't know, those are the same people that end up trying to harm themselves, because they feel like, what am I here for? I'm not good enough. Nobody cares. Nobody believes me. Or they get angry and try to harm other people because they're so angry. So be careful, y'all. Give some empathy. It's not going to cost you anything to give some empathy. I'm not asking for you guys to be foolish and put yourself in dangerous situations. No. But what I'm saying is, if you can, as long as you feel safe, and as long as you're staying prayed up, and as long as you're setting boundaries, then there's nothing wrong with you being a help to somebody. There's nothing wrong with you trying to understand someone else's situation, because you don't know. That person, God works in so many mysterious ways. He may send somebody to you to tell you a tragic story, and it's maybe something you've never experienced, but you may have kids, and your kids may experience it. One of your siblings may experience it. Your parents may experience it. But because you had empathy for this person, and you heard and you listened and you understood what that person was feeling after this happened to them, what they had to go through to get back on their feet, to rebuild their self-esteem and stuff like that, you'll be able to help the next person, or help yourself if it happens to you. I promise you, people don't just come into your life as a coincidence. God is very strategic, and there's a reason. You may have to teach a class on something that someone else has gone through, that you helped someone else through, or that you were able to witness and see their journey. You don't have to always go through it to be able to understand and to be able to help somebody else. The best teachings come from when you do experience it for yourself. But if you're getting the knowledge, you're learning about it, you're open to hearing people's story, you're doing things like that, you're able to understand now, okay, so this is what this person goes through. Not necessarily saying that the next person's going to go through the same thing, but you're able to understand, like, okay, this is what this person had went through. So now when this person's telling me their emotions, and maybe they're not explaining it the same way as the first person that was maybe more open explaining it to you, but then your mind, you're like, okay, this is probably what they're feeling too, but they don't know how to express it. They don't know how to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be more understanding, and you can help people to get the help that they need. But you're not going to be able to do that if you lack empathy, or I'm out here getting it. You can get out here and get it too. You can get off your butt and work too. You don't know what people are going through. Stop being judgmental. If you don't want to help, don't help. But keep your mouth off of people, because you don't know. And just like that, next week you can be just like that person. You're not exempt. Just because you're good right now, your kids are good, your home is good, your marriage is good, your life is good, it could change just like that. That's just how God works. That's how life works. So don't be so quick to judge other people and put them down, because one day that could be you, and you want somebody to hear you. You want somebody to believe you. Don't forget that. Put yourself in people's shoes. But y'all, let me know what you think. We'll keep the conversation going. I ask us that you're polite and courteous in the comment box, because we're not here to argue. We can agree to disagree. We can be polite and courteous and share our own thoughts and opinions without being nasty. So let's go ahead and drop your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've experienced this, or if you've been a person that people shunned against, shunned off because you were trying to tell your truth, but nobody wanted to believe you, or they didn't care what you were going through. We've all been on both sides of the fence, I believe. So, and if you haven't, then wait till you get a little older in life. You'll be on both sides of the fence eventually, somewhere in your life. But you let me know what you think. We'll keep the conversation going, and we'll talk next time. Bye.